Um,
Hi, hi everyone. Oh, I can see Ibrahim's comments. Yay! Ibrahim, when did you said that?
Just now.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, we're finally live. Thank you everyone for making it here. We have 3 viewers already. Um, so hopefully that keeps going up. If you're watching this live, please share with your friends and family members who might need this. These are a bunch of very, very talented people. I'm proud to be sitting among them today, even though like it's virtual. Yeah, for my name is Hachi. I am a growth marketer at Zazuu. I've been with Zazuu for close to since the beginning of the year, and I've been privileged to work alongside this great team to do incredible things, especially using the powers of digital marketing, if I dare say that. And so I think one of the reasons why we decided to do this was we thought it made sense for us to share with members of our community who are business owners some of these tips and tricks that we've learned over the years that have helped us build businesses. Um, but before I go on for too long, I'd like to do intros for everybody. So, um, Miss Peace, if you could help introduce yourself so that we know who you are. Because like right now, I don't even know anybody in this call.
oh, cool. Hi. My name is Peace. I do growth, and yes, that's pretty much it. That's me. That's that's all. But I'm
Please,
excited to learn from Ibrahim
I
and Hachi today. I've been waiting for them to like teach me
wow,
stuff so long. So
wow,
I get to learn all the things
pleasure
that they're
much.
doing at Zambia and just chip in a few things here and there. So yeah, you guys go for
Uh,
it.
the pleasure is getting worse. The pressure is definitely getting worse with this one because I don't know that there's a lot that I can teach. I can teach peace. Maybe Ibrahim will be able to help us. Ibrahim, yeah, take it away. Let's meet you.
Okay, hi guys, hi everyone. I'm Ibrahim. Ibrahim Drosimi. I work at Zazu as the growth manager. I work directly with Achi, and we both learn actually from Peace. I think for me, I'm a parallel to Zazu. I'd always worked in the digital marketing space. Had co-founded SME Studio, which is a digital marketing agency for small businesses. We did do business with Sterling Bank and with sort of like some of all of their clients. But yeah, I've seen it sort of like help turn around things for small businesses. These are businesses who have typically very very rock bottom budgets. They don't want to spend anything, but what's good. They want to drive sales a lot. So yeah, but I've since beginning of the year transitioned to growth marketing. And yeah, it's been very, very awesome learning from the amazing team at Zazu. Big shout out again to Pace for all of the hand holding, the teaching, to the amazing team. Yeah, so yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to learn as well and also share with everybody. And yeah, thank you for putting this together, Zazu. Thank you. So yeah, actually back to you. I hope that did help a bit.
Yes, it did. It did. It did. So now I know that I'll be learning from everybody on this call. We have
It's a typical my boss, my Oga.
I don't know what you are talking about. But we have a couple of viewers. If you're watching this, please leave a comment. We'll see your comments here and we'll respond to them. If you have any questions, especially specific questions about what you may be dealing with as a small business that you might need help with, we're fully willing to provide some assistance here and there. Yeah. So first things first is I start with a very basic question, right? And I think I'll direct this towards Ibrahim. Why is it important for small businesses? I mean, for big businesses, it makes sense to be on the internet because everybody's on the internet. But why is it important for small businesses to use digital marketing tools?
So personal opinion and from experience, if I like to argue that I mean I think digital marketing is even designed for small businesses. I mean, as an example, as a big business, I can afford to put a billboard somewhere on any major streets or highway anywhere in the world where I'm located. But as a small business, I have extremely limited budget. So it matters to me that I'm able to get value for every cent or kobo that I'm spending. And that's pretty much one of the major things that digital marketing offers. As a small business, you are able to sort of like target your ad spend. You're able to pretty much, it's very flexible, it's very controllable. You can measure, which is very, very important for marketing for small businesses. You're able to know that, look, 10 naira can get me this value, £1 can get me this value. Um, I use this example a lot. If you want to do flyers as a small business, as an example, probably will cost you about 20K to get 100 copies, 20,000 naira to get 100 copies. But with digital marketing, you can spend as little as £5, £20, 1,000 naira. And you can still reach out to a very specific and well-defined, what you might call it, target audience. So I think, yeah, so I think digital marketing is very, very important for small businesses because it allows them flexibility about what's it called. Yeah, it's flexible and it's very, very, very well targeted. So that in itself is a lot for small businesses who really always have small marketing spend to struggle with.
All right, all right. I mean, that goes to my next question, which I'll direct at Pierce. Um, for most small businesses, there's literally zero to no budget. So, I mean, does it make sense to do digital marketing? Does digital marketing always involve having a budget?
Oof, that's a good question. The last part of it is a good question. Does digital marketing always require having a budget? No. Can small businesses do digital marketing without spending lots of money? Definitely. One of my favorite comparisons in thinking about digital marketing versus anything else is just calculating like the basic cost. So, for instance, social media is a part of digital marketing. Digital marketing is not just like ads, social media management, like running a social media page and posting about your brand and sharing your product features and engaging your users. That's a large part of digital marketing. Doing online events can be a part of digital marketing and use it to acquire leads, and you don't have to spend any money to do that. You just have to do quote unquote the legwork, right? Reach out to people, send DMs, create good content enough that people see those content and they follow your page and they are interested in attending your online event and are interested in attending your online space. Look for social media communities, their Telegram communities, their WhatsApp communities, their Twitter community. Twitter community is a thing now, right? People have like 10,000 people in a community. Reach out to those community admins and figure out how you can either start DMing them one after the other, or just like chip in your product or your service into the conversation in an organic way. Because if you find the right event, people would be, and if you find the right community rather, that is very relevant to your brand, they will have conversations that you can chip into it. So those are very organic forms, and you don't need any budget for. You just need time and the ability and the ability to stay on the internet. The only thing you're spending is Wi-Fi money and data money, depending on where you are, right? But so that answers the first part or the second part of the question of you don't digital marketing doesn't always involve a budget, right? There are lots of organic ways you can. If you still spend your time creating content and building SEO as your main strategy, you won't have to spend money, right? You don't have to spend money on backlinks. You don't just have to create good content, research the right keywords, and people always search, right? And people will search for keywords related to your content. They'll see your content, go to your landing page, they click if it's valuable to them, they convert, or they say that further interested or they install, right? People will always search on App Store for different keywords. If you do ASO right, app optimization right, they will see your ad. You don't have to spend money doing that, right? People will even search on TikTok. So if it's that as only TikTok content you want to create, TikTok now I've heard is a search engine where people just go there
Yeah.
and find stuff. So those are organic ways, right? Just focusing on content, focusing on community, focusing on value, focusing on event. Those are organic and you don't have to spend money for it. And that's part of digital marketing. But
All
then there
right.
are also ways that you can spend money, right? Everything that I just mentioned, you can do all of them, but you can do them faster. And you can scale faster if you didn't have money, right? You can do social media and build up your page. You can also just have a few followers and run really nice targeted ads with the same content that you post organically, and you get more website traffic, you get more installs,
Yeah.
you get more leads generated, right? And you do that in days, right? Compared to organic, that will probably take you weeks, maybe sometimes even months to begin to see traction from, right? If you reach out to influencers and you pay influencers in those communities, you won't have to beg. It was every the shame of begging, and they will get you value, and they probably won't kick you out if you're trying to do that organically. So there are lots of ways that money helps. And so you see the money as investment. You see it as, if I spend a few thousands of naira, or a few £1,000, or a few £100 on experimenting on a paid channel, then it gives me faster results so that I know whether that channel is going to be valuable or not. As against then spending weeks and months and time and energy organically, and then 1 year down the line, you're like, oh more, this thing that we're doing, just click at all, right? It just
Yeah.
didn't work out.
Mhm.
So money actually helps. And I was going to say at the beginning, right? One of my favorite comparisons of digital marketing versus anything else in terms of money spending is, think about offline. The offline channels are not that much. Offline channels are offline
Yeah.
events,
Mhm.
billboards, any offline advertising, billboards, lampposts, buses, kiosks,
Flyers. Yeah.
flyers, all of those things. You're either spending your time physically going somewhere to meet people, talking to them one on one and exhibiting, or you're paying to do radio adverts, TV adverts, or adverts on the street, or adverts on kiosk, or printing out flyers. All of those things cost way more than
Yeah.
digital marketing would cost at the beginning. In fact, you hardly see small businesses. In fact, when a business does an offline ad, a billboard for the first time, it's a big deal, right? People are like,
Yeah.
oh my God, these people now have money to put the billboard.
Mhm.
These people now have money to actually do an ad on a train station. It's a big deal because it does cost more money than if they were just running an ad on social media. Into digital marketing will probably take me at the very least level, just data and maybe small $50. There's no way any form of offline marketing
Yeah. Of course, that
will
much. That
not
little.
cost at least 10 times that, right? So
Even
the
if you're
very
printing flyers,
first,
you still spend about $50.
exactly. So the very first opportunity for you as a small business owner or as a good person in a small business to give value is to, you have no other option than to try it online. Because if you go offline, you're either going to be, you probably would walk and trek and just be going from place to place and knocking on people's
Yeah.
doors,
Yeah.
or the company needs to have a lot of money to spend. And with marketing, you never know what works. It could work, it couldn't work, it might not work as well. So it's better to always experiment with the things that won't blow you out of the bank than experiment with things that, yeah, we just spent £30,000 and yaks, we had 3 users, but we could spend £300 and get 1 user, and it still will not be as bad, right? There's the advantage of things like offline will give you a lot of awareness at one.
Mhm.
But then again, the other flip side is that awareness is limited to
Yeah.
that location. I would only
Yeah.
see an ad in Jubilee Line in Canary Wharf, in Canary Wharf. If I don't go to Canary Wharf, no matter how beautiful that
How
thing
beautiful
is,
it is.
something will
Except
happen on.
except somebody takes a picture of it and posts
I
it
said
online.
someone said, so I put it online. Exactly. Or send me on WhatsApp. Something's put on TV. My TV is currently off. I don't know
Mhm.
what's happening on any
Yeah.
place at any point. I don't listen to radio, so I have no clue. If I'm the target audience of somebody on radio and it's only radio they're using to advertise to me as their own user, that business will crumble, right? But with digital, most people are always on their phones on one
Yeah.
channel or the other. And it's not, I can see something that's happening in Amsterdam. I can see something that's happening in Ibadan on the same
Mhm.
internet. But
Yeah.
except there's some witchcraft somewhere. I ain't seen nothing that's happening. Yes, my neighbor's house. I don't even know what's happening there. But yes, I'm talking too much, but that's how I.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
That
much
was
for
good. That
this,
was really good.
for that answer piece. Interesting thing. While you were talking, I looked up how long people spend online daily, and people spend. And this blew my own mind. Even though I spend a lot of time online, but the average person spends. The average user spends over 7 hours online every day. That's
Wow.
mind blowing,
Hmm.
right? That's mind blowing. Average user spends over 7 hours online every day, which means that if you're looking to reach people who can potentially be a customer for your business, you cannot avoid being online, right? So it's important to be online. I want to move on from the why to start examining the how. And everybody knows. I mean, everybody and their mom has heard that. Yes, you have to market online, but
My
for a
mom
lot
has
of
not
people,
grown.
you oh God. But for a lot of people, or for a lot of small business owners, um, they're not skilled at it, right? To an extent, getting the best out of digital marketing involves some skill, involves some knowledge, but not everybody's skilled at it,
Yeah.
and not everybody even knows how to go about it, right? And I think my most important question is, if I were planning, if I were planning a digital marketing strategy, say I wanted to engage digital marketing as a lever for growing my business as a small business owner who likely doesn't even have a very big budget. What are some of the things I'll need to consider? And I know I just asked you Peace the last question, but I like for you to take this again. If someone is starting, it's small business owner starting digital marketing, considering digital marketing, how do they plan out their strategy? What are the things they consider?
Small business owners planning their strategy. I think the very first thing is two core things. One, your target audience, and two, your product, right? I say target audience first because marketing starts and ends with your customers. It starts and ends with your users or your clients, whatever name you call them. Different businesses, some users, consumers, customers, clients, the people that you want to buy or use your product. It starts and ends with them, right? I can't market a product based on me. I have to market it thinking like the people that I want to reach and people that I want to buy. So it makes sense to have a bit of understanding, like, okay, why did we create this product for them, or why did we create this service for them? What would they need it for? How do we simplify the benefit and the features in a way that they get it? It speaks to their pain point or what we think is their pain point. Because sometimes you're just guessing at the beginning, but even if you're guessing, shall have a guess. Just don't like go blind, right?
Mhm.
So it starts with them, and then you now think about, okay, we are these people, right? If you're focusing on a B2C business or a C2C, something that's focused on individuals, right? Start thinking of maybe digital marketing channels like social media, like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, right? If it's Gen Z's, you're like, what do we have to go start dancing on TikTok? If it's the much older people, you're like, maybe we should go to Facebook, right? Just understanding the demography begins to tell you which of these channels might be the best for you to try out, right? If you're targeting business professionals or professionals, you start thinking, oh, I think LinkedIn is the best way for us to start trying out this stuff. So just knowing who they are helps you to talk to them the right way, helps you
Yeah.
to know the right channels to try and start experimenting. And I say try
Mhm.
because I believe a lot in experiments that you might just go like we build products to understand our users and then you get to the market and you just know that we have to change a few things, and that's very okay. You have to learn, but always start with a base, right? Start like you know what you're doing, and then
Yeah.
keep getting feedback on the best channel, the best value proposition, um the best benefit, the best price point. You begin to get that feedback as you go, and then you use them in your strategy. But at the beginning, start with your target audience. And then after target audience, of course, based on your target audience, now you understand your value proposition and your messaging, you know also the channels. Then you start trying out the channels, right? The two things that I believe in, and sometimes they're both contradictory, is that one, you can start with one thing, but if you can, start with as many things as possible, right? Start with one thing is like depending on if you're one man business, you can't do everything. So start with the channel that you think one has the highest potential for you to get results, and it's also very easy for you to be consistent with. Starting with channel that has the most potential is if I think about all the channels that our users can possibly can think about SEO, we can think about doing video SEO, we can do of doing app SEO, we can talk that's app ASO, we can think about writing articles, we can think about influencer marketing, we can think about social media itself across the different channels. And I'm like, okay, but I'm much more conversant with Twitter as its own social media channel. And I think that one of the channels that my target audience uses Twitter. That's a better shot. You have a better shot than trying to go and do TikTok dances that you would have to try much harder, probably
Yeah.
take much more time. You probably will have to figure out so much more. But you already tweet, you already know how to jump on conversations, you already know how the platform works. So you might get faster results there. So like so start with the one that you think, oh, first of all, my tech gradient is there. But also I think I would have the best success because of like the capacity or what I already know, what I already like, right? That's one. But on the other flip side, if you have a capacity, I always recommend starting with a multi-channel strategy because you never know what works, right? If you stick to only one channel for too long, you could either exhaust it or you just realize that I've spent so much time and that's not the right growth engine for us. And even if we're getting 2x the results, oh my God, one day you not try TikTok instead of Twitter and realize, or Instagram instead of TikTok, and you're like, oh my God. And this has happened to me. I run this channel called Founders Connect, and we're just like, Instagram is the way to, no, YouTube was the way to go. And then let's just try Instagram. I'm like, 100K views on one video. Then one day, I think one of the second day we posted a TikTok video, we had like 200K views on the video. I'm like, people don't only dance on TikTok. What entrepreneurship content? Okay. But I was like, I know TikTok exists, but we just like,
Hmm.
let's where we are. But if we are started 3 months down the line, maybe we'll have like a lot more followers now, right? So
Yeah.
it's good to start with one because again, that helps you build brand presence, all of that stuff. But if you have the capacity, and I had the capacity, that's when we started doing talk, then you're like, oh, if I do multi-channel, then I'm able to get juice from multiple places. I'm able to get traction from multiple places. I'm able to see what works better. How does one work in comparison to the other? And try multiple things. Also, because that stats that you gave, it's not just like almost everybody's on the internet, is that people are on multiple devices on multiple platforms on the internet.
Yeah.
And because there's so much content for you to consume, you will forget. I can't remember the first thing I saw this morning, but my phone was the first thing that I saw this morning. I can't remember, and I know I went on most likely Twitter or Instagram, or maybe even both, just just swiping. But I can't remember. However, if I see a brand recurrent enough, if I see it on Twitter and I go on YouTube and I feel like it's pursuing me, and I go on, in fact, I would feel pursued so much that I'll probably go and tweet about it. But that means that I remember it, right? There's repetition, and then at some point I'll probably go Google it or something and check it out. So the different channels do not just help you compare what works, but it also helps you to have top of mind awareness with your target audience and help you to like, okay, if they don't remember me here, they'll remember me here, or what they remembered here becomes more here, and that multiple touch point can help
Hmm.
you end in converting much faster than if you only focused on one thing.
One. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome.
That was awesome. I'll say the two main takeaways are that if you are starting your digital marketing for a small business, two things you need to consider. One, your customers, and then your products. Now, both of them will inform your channel, right? The channels that you use to drive growth for your business. Now, my next question is some now delves into these channels. Of course, there are a lot of channels, but I'm going to ask two questions. I'll ask this one first and then the other one later. Um, Ibrahim, if you could help with some channels that small businesses can use. Because again, one of the things we've certified is small businesses cannot use all channels, right?
Yeah.
There are certain, perhaps certain digital marketing channels that may not be great for them. But what are examples of some channels that digital marketing that small businesses can use for digital marketing?
Oh,
And if you
okay.
can, please also like explain them how they work.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I think I'll just pick up from where Peace left off, which is really about, I think it's about the business itself and what they have capacity to do, and also understanding the products and the target audience. So what I would say is, from my experience, I don't think that there's one ideal channel every small business should use or should not use. I think it really has to do with the business itself, the product, and then the target audience. So, as an example, if you are playing in the consumer electronics space, it just makes sense to be on Instagram, to be on Facebook, or maybe to show what your electronics can do, or maybe on TikTok in a very fun way. I'm not very sure about LinkedIn for consumer electronics, but yes, so it's really about understanding this is who you are, this is who your customers are, this is your products, and this is like social media that helps you sort of combine those three things together in a very good way. So, as an example, if you might have personal preference for Facebook, but if your customers are on Instagram and then your products is an Instagram type products, consumer apparels, food, then it just really, really makes sense to really, really go heavy on Instagram. And then the ones that are similar to Instagram. So maybe what I'll say is you can also create like buckets to say if it's a very professional product,
Mhm.
if it's a very professional product, yes, you can then go Instagram, go LinkedIn, go all the whole academic, sort of like thought leadership, go fully on Instagram, on LinkedIn with that. If it's a bit playful, a bit urban, a bit Gen Z, then you really should be considering, let's say, Instagram and TikTok. If it's a bit, for the older generations, yeah, maybe Facebook, yeah, would be very ideal for them. So it's really about understanding the business first, understanding the target audience, and then the product, and then looking at what platform allows you to be able to properly connect the product to the target audience, and where can you best do that very freely. So yeah, I think for me, that's like my own sort of like go-to strategy for choosing platforms about the target audience and then the products, and then where best can we play, can we have fun. If I want to meet people that I sell to, if I, as an example, if I work in a consulting, investment banking or finance, then it just makes sense to go heavy on LinkedIn to show thought leadership, and also take that content, bring it to Instagram in a fun way, and also maybe also TikTok in a fun way. But bearing in mind, what do I have capacity for? Because I'm a small business, probably don't have as many hands to cover all grounds as possible. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what would be my own advice. Understand your target audience, understand your product, and then know what platform would work best to help you engage those target audience in.
All right.
So yeah,
All
that
right.
answers the question.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So that's very helpful. I noticed that you focused almost exclusively on like picking social media channels, right? But social media is one channel,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're different.
Oh,
So, Peace, you're muted.
you're muted.
I was saying, can we put Hachi on the spot and maybe he can tell us the other channels that are not social media?
Wow, I'm asking the questions
Makes
here.
sense. Makes sense. Yes, your turn.
I'm asking the questions here, but yeah, okay. So just for the sake of this, social media is one channel, and they're like,
Yeah.
in terms of like when you're looking at it holistically from a top level, social media is one channel. Then you can have several sub channels: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, on and on and on. But there are other channels you can explore. Peace mentioned SEO, search engine optimization, which essentially is you allowing yourself to be easily found by people on Google, right? This is perhaps one of my favorite way, not just Google, but other search engines, Google, Bing, Yahoo Search, Yahoo Search, anything, right? Anyway, people are searching, even YouTube, right? And the idea is that people are constantly searching for stuff online, constantly even searching for what you are producing as a small business, your product, your service, whatever it is. And one of the best ways to reach them is to make sure that when they are searching for what you're producing
No,
or
no,
specifically
what
what
no?
you're producing, what one of the best ways to reach them is that when they're searching for what you're producing or stuff related to what you're producing, it's easy for them to find you. And that's how search engine optimization works. Uh, Essentially for most businesses it looks like this. Say I make food, right? Say I make food in London, right? Maybe Kent, London. I make food and I sell food. um I would ideally look to optimize for people looking to buy food in London. So when people search restaurants in London, they should be able to find my restaurant, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If people search, and it's not just about restaurants, right? It's not, and this is how, because I work primarily on search engine optimization. I've done it for a while. um it doesn't just even have to be about optimizing for just restaurants, right? You can optimize for specific foods, right? Maybe the specific food you're cooking. If you cook, say, what's a good food to cook? If you cook fried rice, right, and you make very good fried rice, you could optimize to be findable on search engines for fried rice in London or fried rice in Kent, right? So that when people search these very, very specific things, they find you. And it doesn't even have to be you now trying to create content that says, oh, so I think I've skipped a few steps. And the way to do that, typically, the way to become like easily searchable or easily findable on the internet is to create helpful content for people. Create content that centers around your business, what you do, or even adjacent stuff. For instance, if I were a fried rice person, I'd probably write an article on 5 drinks or 10 drinks that go well with fried rice. right? And then when everybody's searching for drinks that go well with fried rice, or anybody goes on a search for drinks that go well with fried rice, they find me, right? Or maybe I write articles or create content on 5 different ways to make fried rice, right? Whenever somebody goes online and searches fried rice recipe or how to make fried rice, uh, if the person is in and around Kent, Google is likely to recommend my article or what I've written to that person. And that's just one channel, right? Search engine optimization is one channel. There's content marketing, which is um, is also creating helpful content, but it's less on creating it for search engines to be able to push you out, and more on you creating content that you now distribute with people. So that could involve like having a newsletter, for instance. And this is very useful for certain businesses that are niche. If you have a niche business, it definitely makes sense for you to engage content marketing. I'd say a niche business could be if you run a jewelry store or you run a fashion house, just stuff that is you cater to a small community, but you need to
Yeah.
find ways to keep that community very engaged in between times when you have to sell products, right? It definitely makes sense to have content marketing as a pillar that you engage. And I've seen it work. I've seen it work for businesses. Very wonderful. All you need to do, create maybe a blog or a newsletter, and then people sign up. You engage them, give them useful content, right? Maybe how to use your product, new hacks with using your product that they haven't learned. And over time, what you do is you build a relationship with these people that makes them trust you. Sometimes the people who are even in your who are part of your content marketing community, so to speak, may not even be like customers. They may not come in as customers. They may come in because of the knowledge you're sharing,
Yeah.
right? And then you're able to
Compass,
constantly
yeah.
provide useful information for them. Then I think one other thing I wanted to bring up was community building. Community building is interesting because it's like when done well, it's like magic, right? It's like magic, and it's usually a combination of creating helpful content, like with your content marketing, and properly, or I'd say positively engaging your audience, right? If you're very engaged as a business owner or as a business on social media, you can create what I'll call a positive feedback loop, right? And this is how it typically works. You're a business owner, you give good service to somebody, right? And maybe you give that good service online if your business is online, or maybe even offline. But you have a public facing persona, right? And then you have to encounter customers online, right? Say you're using Instagram or Twitter or whatever as a marketing channel, and you have to engage customers online. Now, in as much as your service may even be offline, if people are pleased with their online experience, it creates a feedback loop, right? Where they come out and say, "Oh, I like the service I got for this person," and that in turn creates like marketing for you. That's how like you start to build a community. So you combine that with providing helpful content, and you find that as a business, you start to create a community. And communities are like the thing that every business in the world craves for, having like a very, very great community. I'd say this has also some other channels that I think that small businesses can easily latch onto. Um, I don't know, Peace. What other ones am I missing?
I
We've
think
talked
you're
about
good. I think
media.
you're good.
We haven't talked about digital ads. So or say social media ads.
Yeah.
Uh, I know Ibrahim is a specialist on that, social media ads. I also talk about search ads. I don't know if Peace wants to talk about search ads. Well, Ibrahim, give us a bit more context on how businesses can use social media ads, and then maybe search ads if we can.
Oh, okay. So for social media ads, what I would say about that is, I mean, it's something I really, really love working with so much. It's almost like you said something earlier about community building, and that if done well can be like magic, right? So think about it like all of your possible customers are somewhere, like they are there. You just don't know who is who yet, right? So social media ad is like that magnet that helps you attract. So it's almost like you're dropping magnets in I don't know in a crowd or something, right? And then it helps you just pull out the ones that are your customers. So if you want them to be, oh, I want them to be female, to be 22, 18, to be Hispanic, to be Nigerian. Just pretty much put your social media ad there in that crowd, and then it just helps you attract them. So that's the way I think social media ads very effective and also very, very, very cost effective. Again, like he said earlier, there's literally, I'm not sure how much what you can do with 50 pounds in terms of traditional, what's it called, ads. But with social media ads, you can start with as little as, I know in Naira, as little as 400 Naira can get you up to 10, 20 clicks, which if they convert, that's not like magic for you. So yeah, you start from there. Now, a very good way to start would be there's Facebook ads, there's Instagram ads, there's LinkedIn ads. I strongly think that the way it's set up, one thing I would strongly advise is to master, to really learn Facebook ads. Once you have very clear was handle over social Facebook ads, you can then extend that to Instagram ads. Then also start to learn LinkedIn ads as well. Again, but let's bear in mind that all of this has to be the ones that apply to your businesses, right? So it's not so if you're convinced that your customers or your audience are on Facebook, then go ahead, run Facebook ads, learn the ropes, start. I mean, I really like what you said earlier about experimenting. Start very early, start with small budgets. Get on Facebook, start with as little as 20 pounds, 50 pounds, 1,000 naira, 10,000 naira. Just start from there, learn its rates, and then you get better at it. So yeah, I think that would be very good way to start from. Also, Twitter ads as well are also there for us to also explore. If your target audience are on LinkedIn, you can also run LinkedIn ads. Again, think about it as you are literally just throwing a magnet into a crowd that you are sure your customers are there in, but just don't know how to pick them out, and then the ads helps you sort of like pick them out. But I would say one thing I've learned working at Zazuu is been that don't be very reliant on ads. You also have to start looking for organic ways, right? So also then grow your businesses. So yeah, in as much as ads are very effective, they work, but you don't want to then be completely reliant and dependent on it. Yeah, actually.
All right, thank you so much for that. Thank you so very much for that. That's like great breakdown on how social media ads work. Any takers for search ads? Peace.
I mean, search ads, it's really what SEO is. It's just one of them. You're taking your time to build out um, your content around it. The other one, you're paying for it. So everything that you mentioned around, targeting keywords and then writing content about it. So when people search on Google, they find your content. This time, instead of seeing content that you've created and research, you just see your ad. But it's really just based on keywords, right? I am searching where I can buy Pringles. And when I search Pringles on Google, I would see where I can buy Pringles. If I'm searching for iPhone 14, I will see all the places that I can buy iPhone 14. If I'm searching for anything at all, right, the things you search, you find them. If I'm searching for digital marketing agency in London, I would see ads of agencies in London, right? And I only see ads based on the keywords that I give to Google based on my user query. And so when you're doing search ads, you're also trying to do keyword research to understand the people who want to visit my website, when they are searching for, when they are in need, when they are sort of call it in market, right?
Mhm.
So when they're in markets, when they're in a state of mind where they want my product. So for instance, I think Zazuu has a business account. I'm a new entrepreneur in the UK. I'm looking for how I can create a business account for my business. The things I will be thinking about when I'm thinking about how do I create a business account is not things like Pringles, right? I'm not
Yes.
going to search for Pringles. I'm not going to search for PS5. I'm going to search for how to create a business in the UK. I'm going to search for what do I need to do to get a business create a business account as a new immigrant. I'm going to search for best business accounts in the UK. You get those are the things I would search for, and I can start seeing other different banks. And then Zaz is doing a search ad. Then I would see, best business account in the UK. I would see Zazu business. Click on the landing page. It makes sense. And next thing I'm converting and they get, but they only got my attention because I'm in market. They
Yeah.
targeted the keyword that I could possibly use, and I saw me. On the other side for SEO is that now it doesn't have to be an ad they see. It could be an article. Maybe you've written an article on how to create a business account in the UK, right? And I'm searching for how to, not just like an ad. I want to read more and get information. And then I see an article about everything you need to know about creating a business in the UK. And it's a Zazzle article. When I'm done reading, if Zazzle has a banner there, I'm like, okay, you guys gave me good information. I know what I need now. And I click. That's basically how search works. So it could be organic or it could be paid.
It could be
Yeah.
paid.
Paid, yeah.
Yeah. So the way I hear it, like there are for almost every channel, there's like an organic way to reach customers, and then there's just a way to like just there's a shortcut and just pay. All right, fantastic, fantastic. All right. I want to talk a bit about budgeting. About budgeting. If you were to recommend a zero budget stack for digital marketing, and I'm saying this because again, I understand that for most small businesses,
Yeah.
the budget is a fat zero. So if you were to create a zero budget stack, maybe a multi-channel, whatever, for a small business, I'm going to come back to you because you're the OG on this.
Yes, true.
My answer would be everything that we just talked about. Hmm? I know how you
Okay.
said for everything there's paid and organic.
Yeah.
You are broke. If there's no budget, do the organic. So if it's social media,
Yeah.
focus on just building content. If it's
Mhm.
SEO, focus on creating content based on keywords. If it's community, spend time building and engaging community. There's a brand that I
Yeah.
really admire, and or a founder that I admire. Whenever he's building companies and he's a serial entrepreneur, while you're building a product, he already has a good team. He doesn't wait for, oh, product has launched now, your marketing team, let me start hiring. Come on, no. He hires them 3 6 months, right, before the product is ready, so that they can get into the product, understand the product decisions, understand the roadmap, but also so that they can begin to start building a community. So
Yeah.
minimum viable community. They build the community beforehand. Product launches and product already has a Telegram group of 2,000 people waiting for
Wow.
them, right?
Wow.
They have a wait list waiting for them already, right? Because they've spent months just pushing it and pushing and pushing the word, right? There's referral. Okay, referral marketing can cost money depending on your incentive. It doesn't always have to be money. It could be a consultation call that you give your client as their referral incentive. It could be that they'll come to your house and you cook for them, whatever it is, but it doesn't always have to be $10, $20,
Yeah.
$50, right? So those are all the ways to do marketing. The only thing we've said is be patient with organic. If you are a founder, don't be expecting that in one day we're going to hit $1 million average recurring revenue or annual recurring revenue. Don't expect that you get out of. Sometimes it works. You have a brilliant product, you launch it and it goes well. When you're launching a product, there are places like Product Hunt and people launch a product and they become number one that day and they have like 1,000 people that engage with the product, right? If the product is really good and you launch with the right channel, you can get a lot of quick speed and the word of mouth takes it. But even if that doesn't happen, and even if it happens, you also need marketing to sustain that initial traction. And if you don't have any budget, go organic.
Fantastic.
All right.
Fantastic.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. We've come to my favorite part of this, which is talking about tools. Now, same way I understand that a lot of digital market, a lot of small businesses don't have like a zero budget or don't have a lot of budget. I also understand that a lot of small business owners are not trained digital marketers, growth marketers like you, Peace, and you, Ibrahim. So they don't have they neither have the time or the skill to deal with some of the complexities. Like I know there are tools that you can probably use if you run like certain campaigns that are very complicated. But like, what are some basic, really, really, really basic tools? And I'll try to phrase this properly. They are basic, but they have high impact, right? In terms of like for a small business, they're basic, but they'll have high impact for a small business. What are some of those basic digital marketing tools? And we can just take them by channel, right? For each channel, and we can see how that goes. Um, Ibrahim, do you want to go?
Okay, so the way how I would approach this is to sort of like lean on what P said earlier about when you're broke, you don't have money, go organic, right? Do things like community building, create content. So the question then here is, so what tools do you need to create content? Let's start with design, right? Every social media page has to have requires a nice design, whether flyers, social media posts. I think the go-to tool for design that everybody knows, but just also say it again, is Canva, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Canva, canva.com. It's there, it's free. It's a very, very awesome design tool. and it has and I really like it because of the very easy learning curve. You don't have to have prior experience with Adobe Photoshop or CorelDRAW or even Paint on Microsoft. You can just get on Canva, pick a template, edit it, and then start from there. Again, you're on a zero budget plan, right? So keep it simple. Initially, you might not like your design, but I've really seen businesses in Nigeria. I've seen entrepreneurs commit an hour a day to Canva, and then a month later, 2 months later, they are doing really, really, really well. An example is Licious Desserts. It's a cafe somewhere in Okwebi. I mean, the CEO does her design herself, and she does it amazingly very well. So I think Canva is a very good place to start from. What you might call it for design, and then I also funnily I really really like Photos by Google, photos.google.com. Most people sort of like underrate it, but it has a very nice photo editing tool that works very well. So I think for design, I'll probably go with Canva. I'll go with photos.google.com, and then I'll go with remove.bg to also edit images and remove backgrounds. Yeah. So maybe for design, I'll go with those three. For content, for writing, again, now this is your stuff, actually, right? So I'll probably leave that to you. But yeah, but for me, I just like copy.ai. I put the thoughts there. I put the thoughts in copy.ai, and it helps me sort of like come up with better wordings. So yeah, I think for design, those are my preferences. For content, for writing, I'll go with copy.ai. What else again? Maybe landing pages. I saw one recently, CAD, CADD. They allow you to build amazing single page websites that can also be landing pages. I thought that was brilliant. So yeah, I think within those three, I don't know if you want more particular areas or specific areas in mind.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. So you touched on um, design,
Yeah.
Canva, and which other ones?
Okay, for Canva for
Photos.
design, photos
Photos
by
by
Google, then remove.bg, so edit images and remove
editions.
background. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also then for content, you spoke about copy.ai. Copy.ai is actually one of my favorite tools. I shouldn't be saying this because it's like a cheat tool. So if you really need to create content like on the go, if you really need to create content on the go and you're not a writing person, maybe because not everybody knows how to write, and or maybe you're even stuck, you don't have ideas. You can literally just input a few keywords into content.ai and it will generate a whole text for you.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
fact, it can do as much as create your business tagline for you, create your business slogan, create if you want to create ads, if you want to create ads, you can create ad copy for you. There's just a wide range of things you can use. You can use copy.ai for. And
Yeah.
someone sent me a tool recently that is like an AI powered tool. It's an AI powered tool, very very similar to copy.ai, but it works even better. It's powered by this new AI technology called GPT 13.
Oh, nice.
I haven't used it at work yet, just in case anybody's wondering if they will send it from there. But yeah, it was like really, really. It's currently invite only. I think I can't really can't find it now, but it's currently an invite only tool. But yes, so you can look for some other AI tools that help you like generate content in an instant. On the other side, I'd say that part of if you're going to be creating content, you need a website, and I'm sure about tomorrow, WordPress is still the cheapest place to go. If you want to create a website, WordPress remains the cheapest place that gives you like cheapest place for maximum functionality. You can probably set up a website with like I don't know, from $0 to like $10 with
Yeah.
WordPress. It's like really really cheap. You can get started, set up your website, put up your stuff. It doesn't have to be pretty. To be fair, it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be there first, and then you can work on making it pretty later. I see for social media, one thing you may want to look into as a small business owner is scheduling tools, because I know for a fact creating content is one part of your work. Actually posting the content is something else, right? And if you don't have a system around it, it can become very stressful, right? There are scheduling tools for social media for like all social media platforms. I think one I would recommend is later.ai. Later.ai costs all of $18 if you go for like the smallest package. Um, and it literally allows you to schedule posts way into the future. So you can create content for the entire month and just batch it and schedule it on later.ai. On sorry, yeah, on later.com, and you're good. What did I want? What did I want? What did I want? For I'll go back to creating content, right? And I forgot this one. This one is very interesting, especially for ideation. If you don't know what to write about or what kind of content to create, there's a tool called Answer the Public. It's called Answer the Public. And what you do with Answer the Public is you literally just go there, input whatever keywords you want, and it gives you a list of questions that people are asking about that. So I'll go back to the example. If you cook, if you make food in Kent, London, right, you can literally go to answer.com, select London, and select rice, right? And you just see a ton of questions people are asking about rice. Who is rice? Where does rice stay? How can I cook
nice.
rice? How many kinds of rice are there, right? And then once you see these questions, it instantly just inspires you. Oh, I mean, this is probably what I should be writing about, or talking about, or making videos about. Yeah, I think those are like pretty interesting tools that I have used in my time. I don't know if there are any tools that PC you'd want to recommend. Cheap tools. We don't want
Yeah, I was just
amplitude
writing all
or
the
apps
tools
flyer.
now. Like, that's amazing.
What?
Thank you. Do you have a list that you share with us attending this event? Because these tools are
Ye-
all awesome. We know lots of them, like answer dot stuff, for instance.
Answer the public.
Answer the
Yes,
public,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, every tool that has been listed here will be made available in an article to everyone who's a member or everyone who signed up for
Kind
this.
of, yeah, the event, yeah.
If you didn't sign up for the event and you're a part, you can use the form link, which I'll share shortly in the comment. You can just use that to sign up, and then we'll add it to the list of people that receive the information once we're done. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, yeah. So no tools for us, peace. No tools for like hacking marketing. He said no. All right. I think we've kind of come to the close of this session. Getting to the close of the session. For everyone who's watching, and people who are watching now live, and people who will watch eventually, this is a bit of a starter session. We'll be having more of these sessions where we talk to business owners about how they can make their business better. This event is brought to you by Zazuu, courtesy of Zazuu Business. Zazuu Business is a business banking account for business owners in the UK who make payments, who make regular payments to Africa. So if you're a business owner in the UK and you make payments to Africa, you're paying salaries, paying contractors, you're paying suppliers, anybody, maybe you're even paying like your partner companies in Nigeria or in Ghana or in Cameroon, Senegal, Rwanda, Uganda. You should be signed up to Zazuu Business because it's the best that any company can get now when it comes to international transactions, especially from the US. So especially from the UK. We'll be in the US soon. Um, but yeah, if you're in the UK and you run a business, you pay people in Africa, sign up for Zazuu Business. We'll share the link in the comments. I'll also share the link to the form if you want to get like a summary of this event. We're going to be working on that once the event ends. I will be sharing it in the coming days. As a way to close, I will ask for parting words. Um, so, three quick fire advices for small business owners that really, really just want to go from 0 to 100. I know, like it's hard, but like, okay, I'll not say three, two, like quick fire advices. Ibrahim, go first.
Don't be afraid to experiment and try multiple channels, new creatives. Just try stuff. Like marketing is not boring, whether it's offline or digital marketing. So like always just bring fire. Also remember that people are consuming way too many things on the internet and are super distracted these days. So you have to come catchy, come correct. There's a term that I usually like, but I can't remember. But one of the things in the term was be bold, be something. But yeah, but like let's stick with be bold because there's so many other things that is fighting for your customers.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, experiment, always innovate, always try out stuff. Watch out for other events that Hachi and Ibrahim would host. Sign up for Zaza for business.
Awesome.
Awesome. Ibrahim,
Okay. Yeah,
again,
I mean,
the floor is yours.
yeah, I think Chris has pretty much said it. Yeah, experiment, like try different things, like don't be afraid. I think the biggest challenge most people have with social media or digital marketing as a whole is where do I start from? How do I start? I can write, I can design. Just start in all honesty. Don't let that not let's say don't let best be the enemy of good or something. Just start, right? You will get better with time. I've seen people become 0 to 0 in digital marketing. So just start from somewhere, and then grow from there. And then yeah, be you. In all honesty, there's 1,001 Facebook pages out there. There's like millions of Facebook pages and accounts and Instagram accounts. So you need to bring you to the table. You need to bring you to the table. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to do what they are doing. If you can't dance, don't dance. If you can't sing, don't sing. Just be you. Do what comes to you naturally. You would eventually would stand out for it, and then you will get noticed. And yes, don't forget to sign up on Zazoo, and then yeah.
All right. For my own closing remarks, I'm going to go the opposite way from everybody. I'm not going to say be you. I'm not going to say be you.
Can I drop off while you
Copy.
guys are closing? I have to run now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you so
around,
much for
Chris.
having me,
Thank you so
guys.
much, Aaron.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying, I'd say that for my end, I think one of the things you actually need to consider if you don't know how to be you or you're not very innovative is copy what the best people do, right? The best look for the best people in your industry. If you make food, look for people who make food. If you make phones or you repair phones, people who repair phones or do whatever that your industry are doing well, copy it and try to do it better. If you can't do it better, do it different. Does that make sense? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't do it better, the same thing, just do it different. If they make videos dancing, maybe make videos like Kaby Lane where it's just like this, right? And I mean, again, just if you can't do better, do it different. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say that's all for from us right now. It's been a wonderful time, this conversation, having this conversation, and I am thrilled. I'm looking forward to feedback from everybody who has
Yeah.
watched this. Please share with your friends, share with your family members who are business owners who need this kind of information. We will be sending you a summary of this. Have a good day. My name is Hachi, and this was brought to you by Zazuu. Bye.